We really expect technology to make our outdoor adventures just seamless, right? But what happens when the digital tools we count on are, well, built on a really shaky foundation? Today, we're going to dig into how a simple shift in thinking can turn our trail maps from these static, dead images into living, intelligent guides.
Oh man, we've all been there. You download that PDF map, you trust some flashy-looking website, and then you get out on the trail and, surprise, a bridge is out, or the water source you were counting on is totally dry. It's so frustrating, and honestly, it points to a much bigger problem with how we handle outdoor information.
And this problem, it leads to what you could call a digital ghost trail. A perfect example is the beautiful Stockholm Archipelago Trail. It's there, it's real, you can walk it, but try to find it online in a useful, up-to-date way. It's like a ghost, almost impossible to pin down.
And here's the real kicker. A lot of public money goes into creating these amazing trails, but the digital part of it, it's not a real usable data source. Instead, what do we get? We get some nice Instagram posts, maybe a fancy brochure, and a PDF you can download. The trail becomes a digital ghost. It has a presence, sure, but there's no real digital substance that other apps or tech can actually connect to.
This whole ghost approach creates some massive problems. For starters, the info is basically outdated the second it's published. It's just a snapshot in time. You get zero real-time updates on trail conditions, and all that valuable data, it's just trapped, locked away in a PDF, totally useless to developers or other apps. It's a digital dead end, and it's being funded by our money.
So, what's the solution? How do we fix this? Well, we have to completely shift our thinking. A trail map isn't a finished product. No, the trail itself is a living, breathing data asset. And that one simple idea, it changes everything.
I mean, the difference is just night and day. The old way is static, it's siloed, it's controlled from the top down. But the new way, it's built on live APIs, creating this incredible linked ecosystem where data is shared openly and is often driven by the very community that loves and uses the trail.
This, right here, is the fundamental mindset shift we're talking about. Real digital transformation isn't about making a pretty PDF. Nope. It's about liberating the information inside the document and turning it into structured, machine-readable data that can be constantly updated, questioned, and built upon by anyone.
The key to making all of this work is a set of standards known as the Fair Data Principles. It just means the data has to be findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. By using awesome open platforms like OpenStreetMap for the trail map itself and Wikidata for points of interest, like shelters or water sources, we can build a trail's digital twin that follows these rules, creating a single source of truth that anyone can contribute to and use.
So what happens when you build a trail this way? Well, this is where it gets really cool. The map stops being just a static picture and starts answering these incredibly detailed, practical questions. The trail literally comes alive with information. For instance, let's say you're a hiker and you're wondering, what is this trail really like to walk on? With a living map, we can tell you that instantly. For the Stockholm Trail, we can see that about 45% of it is a true path. But hey, a pretty big chunk is also a gravel track or even a residential road.
And having this kind of granular data is an absolute game changer for planning. It helps you pick the right shoes, it helps you manage your expectations, and you know exactly what kind of terrain is coming up on each section. No more nasty surprises.
Or how about services? This kind of chart, it's called a Sankey diagram, it shows you at a glance how things like bathrooms and restaurants are spread out. You can immediately see which islands have plenty of facilities and which sections are way more remote, meaning you need to be totally self-sufficient. This is what data-driven planning looks like. It's just simple.
And this is where it all comes together. When you combine all this rich data, everything from trail surfaces to toilets, you've built the perfect foundation for AI. An AI-powered guide can take a really specific request, query all that live data, and boom, give you a personalized plan in seconds. It isn't just guessing. It's tapping into this deep well of reliable, constantly updated information to build the perfect hike just for you.
But this technology, it does so much more than just help one hiker find their way. It really opens the door to a much more intelligent and sustainable way of managing our precious natural spaces and the local economies that depend on them.
I absolutely love this way of putting it. The AI isn't here to replace our judgment or our sense of adventure. Not at all. It's a tool for orientation. It gives us better information so that we can make better decisions, whether that's picking a route, understanding our impact, or just navigating more safely.
And if you zoom out to the bigger picture, the benefits are huge. Trail managers can analyze all this data to really understand how trails are being used. They can gently guide people away from overcrowded spots, which helps protect sensitive ecosystems, and they can even boost local economies by making it easier for us hikers to discover and support nearby businesses.
So let's just end with this thought. Imagine the potential here. What if this wasn't just for one trail, but for every single public trail out there? A whole network of living maps, all built on open data, constantly being improved by the community, and accessible to everyone. That's a future where technology doesn't just show us the path, it empowers us to experience it and to protect it for generations to come.